What happens when one of the most influential artists of a generation stops trying to lead the culture and simply reflects on the life that shaped it? Chief Keef is back. Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything for Everybody, and today we'll be discussing Chief Keef's Skeletor project. There's a certain gravity surrounding Chief Keef in 2025, quiet but undeniable. It doesn't announce itself, it settles in once you recognize how much of modern rap still traces back to a teenager from Chicago who barely had time to grow up before the culture crowned him the blueprint. He turned 30 with no spectacle, no rollout, just motion. Because for Chief, legacy has never been about acknowledgement, it's about continuation. From I Don't Like detonating out the city to Finally Rich cementing his arrival, his path has never followed industry logic. Labels came and went, but his influence moved faster than credit could keep up. Artists like Lil Durk, King Von, and Pop Smoke expanded the sound he sparked, some surpassing him even commercially, and others becoming part of hip-hop's ongoing elegy. Meanwhile, Keef stepped off the machine entirely, building independence on his own terms. By the time Almighty Soul 2 arrived in 2024, he wasn't chasing relevance, he was refining authorship. Skeletor, though, isn't a victory lap, it's memory work. At its core is his grandmother, Margaret Carter, her voice, her sayings, her presence woven through the album like kitchen table scripture. Keef doesn't dramatize her impact, he archives it. These moments feel less like songwriting and more like preservation, sort of like an oral history set to 808s. And that's where the weight lives. There's a duality throughout the project. A man who once walked to school without shoes now speaks casually about six-figure jewelry and cash purchases, yet still carries grief in the same breath. On records like Breaking Down, memory and success sit side by side. Nothing is resolved, only remembered. What makes Keef compelling now is his refusal to separate contradictions. Sobriety and indulgence, fatherhood and street reality, growth and repetition. What he'll do is he'll acknowledge being clean while still narrating the life that shaped him. No moral edits, just truth, and it's all unfiltered. Even his missteps, the choosing chains over real estate, don't read as regret. And this is really one of the reasons why I personally fuck with Sosa, is because of his honesty. My son keeps it all the way real, and I fucks with that because I think that's important, especially from his generation and rappers and MCs that are his age. There's also a shift in perspective. His son's voice on Only for the Night reframes everything. The stakes move from survival to inheritance, yet the tension remains. How do you raise someone as the new version of yourself when the old world still follows you? I feel like it's interesting to see him take his art there and be reflective, especially if you're familiar with him and saw his earlier interviews or avoidance of them altogether. I feel like he's becoming more nuanced in his perspective, or at least shows a maturity that you would want to see from a young icon at his age. Musically, he leans into patience. These aren't disposable songs. They stretch, sometimes past 6 minutes, letting ideas breathe. It's the work of an artist no longer confined by format, but reshaping it. Features on the project are minimal, yet effective. G Herbo stands out, matching Keef's energy without imitation. Still, the album's center never shifts. It's Sosa, his voice, his memory, and his contradictions. After more than half a lifetime in the spotlight, Skeletor doesn't redefine Chief Keef, it clarifies him. This is what it sounds like when influence stops being debated and simply becomes foundation. This is what it sounds like when influence stops being debated and simply becomes foundation. And I'm digging Keef as a producer / rapper, and I enjoy the fact that he's made it out and he's still doing his thing and doing music at an incredible level like this. It seems all self-contained and it doesn't seem contrived, and that's what really resonates with me. He's like in a different generation than I am, and he kind of reminds me of my little cousins, but I actually just like listening to his music. Like, I feel like he switches up his flows and he has a very interesting way of carrying his cadence and like really delivering his songs. And I fuck with it, especially if you're making your own beats. You kind of know how to like jump on a beat. Like, he would be a good producer for other people too, because he could just be like, yo, I want you to do this, and do his own references, and like, you know, you can actually have some, because his songs be knocking. This album is solid to me. My favorite joints are Mark of Buddha, Only for One Night, Slide with G Herbo, Good, and Talking Ish. But that's my time, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of Everything for Everybody. Let me know what you think of Chief Keef's new project, Skeletor. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop. Until next time, take care of yourself. Peace. We out.